Hello everybody, I'm here with Miles and we're at Rosemary Hill. It's one of my favorite venues just east of Pretoria.
I've never been here, Sven, and I've only heard good things. It's one of the oldest, most established bike parks out there, and there's so much to do here, so I'm very excited to go see what this place is all about.
Yeah, so obviously it's a family-owned farm, and I know that Thomas and his family have embarked on this really ambitious journey to build just a whole bunch of stuff for the family to do. So even if you're not riding trails, this is a wonderful place for people to come. There's a wedding venue, there's accommodation, they even got paddle courts. So there really is a lot to check out.
Amazing, let's go check it out then.
Let's do that. Okay guys, I'm here with the owner and the operator, Thomas Franken from Rosemary Hill. Thomas, thanks for having us.
Cool, welcome.
Listen, yeah, thank you. It's been a while since I've been out here.
My parents initially bought the farm to establish the Waldorf School. It was the first Waldorf School in Pretoria. And from there we've evolved and tried different businesses over the years. About 16 years ago we got into the hospitality business. My wife was passionate about high tea, so she started a venue where we could host tea parties and celebrations and those kind of things. And from there everything evolved. Coffee shops morphed into weddings, and friends of mine then started nagging me about opening a mountain bike trail. Yeah, so there's a 5, a 10 and 12-ish, depending on all the options you can take, and then up to a 33, 35 kilometer loop on the mountain bikes, and then for hikers we have a 5 and an 11. And then obviously afterwards they come and have a nice cappuccino and a biker's bun. Our biker's buns are quite famous, everybody's been trying to
Coffee's
copy
delicious.
them. Yeah, nice Tribeca coffee.
I'm pretty sure you attract people that are not even mountain bikers because you've got the accommodation.
We needed to expand our offering because we weren't allowed to host functions during the tough part of COVID. We then built some really cool, unique cabins and pods and unique accommodation units. And from there managed to attract staycation guests, people from Pretoria and Joburg that wanted to come out and just enjoy the countryside.
That makes sense.
But it's close by, 20 minutes from home, 40 minutes from home. We have another restaurant at the bottom of the property at the other wedding venue, which is called the Greenhouse Cafe, which is also quite cool. The paddle courts opened up yesterday. We've just launched on Playtomic, so
that's great.
Go onto the app, check it out, come play in the countryside.
Quite excited to go and have a look at the trails, and
cool.
If you wouldn't mind showing us around.
I'm going to ask my brother-in-law to join us. He's actually our trails guy.
Brilliant.
There's a little bit of a flow section which I'm allergic to getting air, so he can show us how one rides that.
Fantastic.
And then on the flat bits I'll show you around. Yeah, so once you've bought your day pass either in the coffee shop or sometimes on a busy morning there'll be a table out here. If you're on Multipark you just go scan your QR code. All the trails start here. So we basically have mountain bike trails, which is always a red arrow on a white background, and then your hiking, which is always an orange on green, and then there's a little toddler trail which is only about 1.5 k's, but that's not really relevant. It's just right here. And then the mountain bike trails are always, as I say, always the red arrow on the whiteboard, and then you'll get to different route splits where there's an opportunity to veer off to the left and then you finish off the 5k, or there's a tricky little extra 3k loop that's maybe a little bit more technical than other areas. But it always brings you back to the main route, and then at different intervals you'll get the opportunity to come and finish. So 5, 10, 12, about 27, 33, and I think if you've done every single little loop then you end up on about 35 k's.
Okay guys, we're in a beautiful wooded section here on the trails at Rosemary Hills, and what we really like is the signage. You can see it is evident where you need to go, very, very easy to follow. And then of course, this is what the signage will look like when you are presented with either a chicken run or a bull run. How technical is the bull run, Thomas?
It's not super technical. There's a bit of a rocky ascent, so you need to get down into granny gear and just power through it, and then you go up to the top of the hill and there's a nice fast flow section with some jumps and big berms, and then it's got a nice little switchback climb at the bottom. So for all the guys training for epic, there's nowhere in Pretoria where you can really train for some nice switchback climbing, but most of our riders like the flats, so we've made the best of the one little copy we have and tried to put as much into it as possible.
So that's got me excited. Obviously, as a mountain biker, you got to tell me what Stokeville is, Thomas.
So yeah, we've come up with weird names for our little sections, and it was all initially started off obviously by Strava sections. But this is quite a few years back. A friend of ours, Heinrich Hatting, he now lives down in the Cape. He's a bit of a downhiller, enduro kind of guy. So he managed to carve out a nice little bit of a flow line, jump line going down the mountain here. Not a mountain, it's a little koppie. And then there's some nice switchbacks coming all the way back up again. And then later on, Hilton Turvey. So he helped us refresh it again about a year ago, I think.
Okay guys, we've come down the most awesome little section, a flow section built by Hilton Turvey, part of Stokeville. And obviously Ferdy's been riding with us, been showing us the trails. And he's the main guy that actually builds here, so really knows the place very well. And we're about to do this little switchback climb called the Red Roman. And then we're going to come down on this bridge behind us. And Ferdy, you're going to show us how to jump that thing.
Yeah, we've improved it slightly, and it gives you good air time.
Riding here at Rosemary Hills, is as you're going through the trails, you'll see all of these beautiful cottages, and they're all very, very unique. So, you know, when you want to go, I think if you want to combine your mountain biking with a stay in these beautiful surroundings, I think Rosemary Hill should be top of the list. Thomas, what is this one called?
This one's called Zen Kaya. It's a collab that we did with a friend of ours. It's very, very cool. It was actually built, I think, about 15 or 20 years ago. Stood dormant for quite a few years until we partnered up and really did a nice job on revamping it. It's in the middle of a little clearing in the forest area with your own wood-fired hot tub. There's an outdoor shower up in the trees there. Very, very secluded, very private. The trails go past near here, so Amazing. You can get a glimpse of it when you're out riding your bike.
Okay, so anybody that's ever ridden at Rosemary Hill will tell you about the Camber Bridge. So Thomas, this used to be a floating bridge back in the day, but now obviously it's a very, very cool feature, right?
It was very unstable, and we kept it for a couple of years, but yeah, one eventually ended up falling in. The more you ride it, the more the chance is that you're going to fall in. You have to keep your momentum and stay in the middle. But then later on we decided to make it a bit of a longer experience and built it in the shape of an S. In the middle of the summer, the water reaches all the way to the top, and it looks like you're riding on top of the water, which is pretty cool. It looks a little bit intimidating, but anybody can ride it. You just need a bit of momentum at the top there, and then it's super easy.
Okay, no trail review of Rosemary Hill will be complete without talking about the roundabout it's called.
Yeah, as you come up, because there's no like easy approach, you have to pedal from the word go and just keep pedaling and powering through it as far as you can. The angle is more than 45 degrees over there, so you just have to make sure you have the right centrifugal force, big words there, but yeah, to make sure that you get the momentum to go through, and then at the end you do a nice little jump here. But yeah, come and give it a try. Just keep pedaling, and if you think you're going to fall, just relax and fall in the water. Don't try and save it or whatever, because that's when the injuries happen.
And crucially, if you're not sure whether or not you're going to make it, hand your mate your cell phone. Okay guys, so that is Rosemary Hill. We come to the end of our ride. We've had a beautiful lunch.
Sven, that was an amazing day. First time, yeah. And like we always say, there's definitely something for everyone. There's advanced trails, the beautiful scenery, especially coming here in the summer, how green and amazing it just looks all over the place.
You know, it's all very, very impressive and very well done, to be honest. Guys, come and check out Rosemary Hill. Just another great park on the Multipark program.